Vitrigor Invisia!
Hey, you can do this.
Quiet Place Part 2 picks up right where Quiet Place Part 1 left off. The idea of these kids and this family dealing with their safety net being taken from them.
Evelyn is now a single parent, newborn baby, the barn's burnt down, the house is destroyed, and she's out there on her own and she has to protect these children.
They are forced to go out into the world and see how other people lived. So they literally leave the path of safety and go into the unknown.
It's harrowing, it's terrifying, but at the core of it, it's a very human story.
I don't know why you came all the way up here.
There's nothing left.
Please. She's just trying to keep everybody alive and discovers that there's other people out there, and the world changes in an instant. There are people out there worth saving.
You don't know, do you?
I do. We answer all those questions that the audience was asking about day one, especially how did this all start? Every step is much more treacherous.
It definitely ratchets up the tension, and you know they're not safe.
Hey, Greg Russell here from Movie Show Plus. Enjoying being here at the Foundation Hotel this week. We've been taking the show on the road quite a bit. Now, if you've got a business that you would like us to showcase, just let us know. Get in touch with us via our website right here, movieshowplus.com, and we'll get back with you. And hey, who knows? You might be the next movie star right here on Movie Show Plus. To a lot of us, just time goes on, and the best part is we had to go through the movie to peel down the layers to find out what happened to him.
Yeah, it's an interesting way they reveal sort of the deepest source of his pain, which is really, I think there's two kinds of addiction. Some addiction that I've heard people talk about are like, oh, I was 12 years old, I had some wine at a party, and I was off, I'm gone, I knew I was in love. Mm-hmm. And that's a very strong genetic component. And then there's people that just like, find themselves in a bad place for whatever reason, you know, and start doing something to try to feel better, and then it becomes a habit, and then you're like, why can't I stop doing this? Yeah. That was more my case, and that was more a case of the character Jack, and but what I thought was really moving about the story wasn't that it just languished in the pain, but it took an honest look at the healing. And the healing process was largely driven by his relationship with these young men, and him, you know, earning their respect, and them earning his, and not necessarily about winning every game, but about like using some of their like weaknesses to their advantage, so to speak, and that made the story feel both hopeful but not cheesy, realistic, but not depressing.
In this piece is also that there's these other families that that they're supportive of, you know, but she's tried her best, and Jack just won't take the help, and she has to choose herself. Right. And that, as heart-wrenching as that is, obviously she still is in love with him. She has to choose herself.
People ask me all the time, what is secret cinema? It started in 2012 and has grown. It's a program that occurs every month, at least twice a month. It's a classic film series, but the twist is you won't know what the movie is until the lights go down. We have a host who gives hints about the film prior to it starting and then tells you more about it and conducts a Q&A after the film. The host is someone who is passionate about film and/or might work in the industry. It's a great way to see a film you've never seen before or to see one again with an audience and find out interesting tidbits you may not know. A ticket is only $6 and includes a popcorn if you buy something to drink. What better deal can you get than that? For more information or to buy tickets to Secret Cinema, please visit themapletheater.com.
You broke my nose!
I'll fix it.
Let's go home, Debbie.
Let Fredo take care of some Mickey Mouse nightclub somewhere. Send Fredo to pick somebody up at the airport. I'm your older brother, Mike, and I was stepped over.
That's the way Pop wanted it.
It ain't the way I wanted it.
So Dan, this is super cool for me to get a chance to chat with you. We're here in Rochester, Michigan. This is, in some ways, kind of a homecoming for you.
Absolutely. From Clawson, Michigan.
Yeah.
And it's such a joy to get to come here and show the film, where I grew up, and for such a great cause, the Assistant League of Southeastern Michigan, my mom's charity that she spent years volunteering time.
That's awesome.
So it's really fun, and it's fun to show it to, as you can imagine, there's friends and family here too.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So it'll be a great experience for people to see it.
I know it's a short stop because you're just you're all over the place, promoting Onward right now. But when you do come back to Michigan, when you come back home, do you have favorite stuff that you do? Is there a favorite spot, favorite restaurants?
Yep, I always stay in Clawson, even though my family doesn't live there anymore.
Okay.
And my brother, very sweetly, who lives in East Lansing, drives 2 hours to stay at an Airbnb with me, and we hang out with my mom, and we go to Ticonderoga and the Big Boy, and then my brother and I and my cousins go to the Hideout and the Clawson Steakhouse and all those places, and there's so many. And I got to go to Warp 9 Comics to get my comic books.
It's a great plug.
All sorts of great places. Clawson was wonderful when I was here, but it's growing and really becoming a super tight-knit community. They have so many fun things now. They show movies on the street, and so it always feels like home to me. I always feel so relaxed and happy to be here.
That's awesome. So let's talk about the movie. This is your second feature film directing with Pixar. Is there an added, Pixar, just the brand itself kind of exudes quality. Like, this is better than other animated films, is kind of like how they've positioned themselves already. Do you feel the added, pressure, oh my God, this is a Pixar movie, this has to be, even more so, more stress on yourself than maybe normal?
I mean, luckily, we have so much support from Pixar, and we work on each other's films. We give each other notes. That you do feel. I don't feel that pressure as much as maybe I should, but I while we're making the film, I should say, we're just focusing on the story, focusing on how to make it its best. I think it's ingrained in everyone at Pixar to try to do your best and top each other and make the film as good as it can be. Maybe when the film is starting to come out, I certainly feel that pressure from the outside world, but not from the inside.
Why don't you tell people a little bit about this movie? Where was the genesis of it? How did it come to be? And I know that reading your bio a little bit, that the themes in the movie, I feel, are very personal to you.
Yeah, my father passed away when I was a year old, and my brother was only 3. So as you can imagine, we don't remember him at all. Always wondered who he was and how we were like him. And that question was the beginning of Onward. How are we like him? And that led to this sort of wish fulfillment thought of what if we could spend one day with him? What would we say? What would we learn? And that really was the beginning of it, of the film.
Okay. And, again, we're not giving anything away here, but like some of the themes in the film, dealing with family and, what's important and kind of almost appreciating those that you do have and instead of dwelling on who's not here. But there's also a theme in the movie. It starts off right off the bat where it's pretty clear that technology has really sucked the magic out of this world as technology has kind of advanced. Why was it important to kind of lay that as the groundwork for this story?
We wanted to create a world where this father character could be brought back for the day, and the idea of magic felt the most sort of romanticized version of that, which led us to this modern fantasy world. The idea of the movie isn't necessarily to say that technology is bad. Obviously, we make Pixar movies with it, and and technology is a form of magic. It's really finding that balance between the sort of convenience of it.
A lot of animated films are really judged in a way in terms of how they can not only come across to children and kids, but also the parents.
Yeah.
There's a kind of animated movie that people say, well, the kids will love it, but oh man, it's going to be tough to sit there.
Right.
That's not the Pixar brand, and that's definitely not how Onward is. What's the key when making a movie in trying to balance the different ages that might experience it?
I think make it for yourself, we make it at Pixar for our fellow employees who love movies and love the experience of movies, and we make it for them. We don't talk down to kids. I don't think you need to. I think kids are really smart. Obviously, within reason, it's a family film. You have to bear that in mind. But we never say, "Oh, that's a great idea," but I don't think kids would get that. I mean, ever. That never is said. And make them fun and give them all the varied emotion that you'd want out of any dramatic experience.
I'm on my way, boys. Just stay out of trouble.
I have been here before. The sighing sound. You have been mine before.
Hello, stranger. Hello, Mom.
Hello, stranger.
Hello, Mom.
I can't bear to think you're unhappy, Jamie.
I'm fine.
Fine isn't the same as happy. No, we're happy, aren't we, Edward?
Yes, we're fine. I'm going to leave. She'll be better off without me.
I don't want to be here when you do it.
You can't just walk away after 29 years. You have to try.
I have tried for 29 years.
No.
If I had to blame you for anything, it would be letting her think that you were happy. You think maybe he'll walk back through that door?
It really could happen.
Mum, he's in love! So if your life hurts you so much, I won't stop you.
I mean, what gave you the right?
That's enough.
I thought There were 3 unhappy people, and now there's only 1.
His name is Edward. Stay, Edward. Stay.
Oh, who's this?
Come, Edward.
What?
Not you.
If we get a divorce, I get less than if he died.
Oh, yes.
So it would be better for me if you were dead.
Hey, what's all the excitement about?
Are you ready to see something different?
This is the moment I've been searching for.
Ready? Ready. Take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I'm Batman.
He's looking at you, kid.
We're the ones to revolutionize.
Hello.
He's like the whole package.
These children are the future of humanity. Bazinga.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Things are looking up. All right, boys, let's go launch this rocket.
The Maple Theater presents the Maple Cafe, a perfect place to host your next get-together. Great for corporate events, family gatherings, holiday parties, and more. Contact Ruth at themapletheater.com for more information.
A Dream Limousine continues to be Metro Detroit's finest luxury transportation service. 734-542-6800. Offering late model luxury SUVs to brand new party buses that seat up to 34 passengers. 734-542-6800. Including the one-of-a-kind Escalade Stretch with the exciting jet door. Call 734-542-6800. That's 734-542-6800. A Dream Limousine.
Lots of new movies opening this weekend. Let's get to it. The name Pixar alone exudes a certain level of high quality, creativity, and innovation that few other brands have ever achieved. But with high expectations comes a greater risk of letdown. And while Onward sure looks pretty, it feels more like a sidestep than a leap forward for the high-powered animation studio. There's magic in the idea of Onward, though. It feels very Pixar-esque in that it imagines a world and an ecosystem with an incredible amount of detail and back a loved one for only a short time. As we would expect, this movie delivers some strong messages about being mindful of who you do have and how you do spend your time, instead of dwelling on. But this is a really odd film when you think about it, and it's a bit creepy that these boys are hanging out with a pair of legs for most of the film. Onward might be passive to take animation and family storytelling upwards, but Onward doesn't move the needle as much as it should. I sadly give Onward a C+. There are lots of other movies opening up in theaters and on streaming services this weekend, all of which you can find my written reviews for on our website, movieshowplus.com. But here's a quick rundown, starting with Greed. a satire about the filthy rich starring Steve Coogan and Isla Fisher. Greed is in theaters this weekend. Available on streaming this weekend on Netflix is Spencer Confidential, loosely based on the cult classic 1980s TV show Spencer for Hire. It stars Mark Wahlberg, who pairs up with director Peter Berg, who he's now worked with in 5 films together. Last and certainly not least, and coming to Apple TV Plus this weekend, is The Banker, based on a true story about the first African-American bankers in America, starring Anthony Mackie and Samuel L. Jackson. For more detailed reviews of these and other movies, please check me out on Rotten Tomatoes. You can go to the site, search the critics list to find Tom Santilli, and you can scroll through all of my recent and not so recent reviews. Another good way to find my stuff is to follow me on Twitter at Tom Santilli, or go to the website movieshowplus.com.
So, what's your plan, Mr. Garrett?
How would you like to buy a bank?
What the hell do we know about banking?
Owning a bank is like owning the other side of the real estate business.
There's a few complexities you just left out.
Like what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not wake up black this morning? Because I'm pretty sure I did. Yep, still black.
Yeah, me again.
After seeing something like Hidden Figures, I assume this was kind of story. It's like some guys doing, something that's unthought of or unimaginable for people during that time, and for what they were able to accomplish and how they were able to do it. To present yourself in one way and really be about something else, to be smart, savvy, and courageous in another way.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you too, man.
Before you got involved with this, had you ever heard about this before? It's one of those stories that, just never really came up to the top.
I had never heard of it. It wasn't something I knew about. It was actually brought to me. We were on the top of 30 Rock 11 years ago shooting Adjustment Bureau, and No Fee's editing partner, Joel, came up and told me the story. And ever since then, I would literally call him every 2 months and ask him when we were going to start shooting.
I think, look at these films are far and few between, and they are hidden gems, like you said. And I'm just so happy that there was a woman in the story, because although she wasn't necessarily a part of every single thing the men did, she was definitely the voice in the background and the cheerleaders saying, no, do it this way, we can do this, because in her mind, she was able to visualize that they were actually on the precipice of huge change within the community, and that we were entering a movement where black people were free and boisterous and fearless.
FBI, you're under arrest.
A black man tries to bring other brothers up.
Hey, Greg Russell here from Movie Show Plus, enjoying being here at the Foundation Hotel this week. We've been taking the show on the road quite a bit. Now, if you've got a business that you would like us to showcase, just let us know. Get in touch with us via our website right here, movieshowplus.com, and we'll get back with you. And hey, who knows? You might be the next movie star right here on Movie Show Plus.
Check out movieshowplus.com to watch this episode online, and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel. Next time on Movie Show Plus.
You wanted it to be real, so you decided it was.
What kind of sick people would even think of something like that?
White people. We're the worst.
Any and all views and or opinions expressed by me, Tom Santilli, are fully my own and do not necessarily reflect the views and or opinions of Movie Show Plus, any other critic on the show, or anybody else associated with this program.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
the popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy, the chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.